There's no defending it. This is clickbait, and I don't know how it's going unchecked in such a delicate time with a lack of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon news. I mean, let's just read the title and look at the thumbnail. Alolan Typhlosion, new Alola form Pokemon for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon Spotlight. And it says new Alola forms. That looks like a news release, and you know what? Even looking at this YouTuber, we can see that this is similar to other news releases. We have new breakdown, new Pokemon, we put that, and then we have the Pokemon right there. Brand new Pokemon for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. Brand new Pokemon, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. New Alolan form for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. This is staged like a news announcement when there is no news. This is just a fake. It's just speculating about a Fakemon, but the title, the thumbnail, there is no implication, anything close to speculation. This is staged as a real news announcement because it's only done for the views, the clicks, the money in this time where there is a lack of Pokemon news. And that's what I don't understand. I don't understand how or why people will defend clickbaiters because it is done to exploit the audience. I don't understand how exploiting and taking advantage of an audience is seen as an okay thing, if not a positive thing, by the people being exploited and then people defending others that are clickbaiting. And then it was done again. New Alolan forms. Alolan Crobat. New Alolan form Pokemon for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. There is no way around it. This can only be interpreted as clickbait, and again, it's staged with, hey, that looks like it might be a real Pokemon that has been revealed by Pokemon as a part of news. That there are artists that are called Masuda artists that try their best to replicate real Pokemon artwork and designs. That you can't just say, oh, it obviously looks fake. I mean, there's a lot of real Pokemon that have seemed fake in the past. I mean, you look at Stunkfisk. If that was just put in a leak document somewhere and not revealed officially by any sources, you would say that's fake. There's a lot of Pokemon that you look at them and go, that's fake, if it wasn't for the official Pokemon news reveal alongside of it. So even if we're dealing with leaks, this isn't even speculative as a leak. This is pushed out as official Pokemon news, and the timing seems right. The timing seems like if you're just strolling on YouTube one day and suddenly something new pops into your feed, it seems like Pokemon might have just dropped some random Pokemon news without any announcement. That is the position we're in right now, and the same thing happened with Pokemon Sun and Moon. So this is pure exploitation for views, because it seems like something random Pokemon news announcement, boom, new Pokemon, just like that, big announcement, because we've been lacking for so long. But no, that's why I don't understand how people are okay with this and how this is not being checked or just kind of criticized in any way. So I kind of went off on Twitter about this one, and it's mostly just kind of looking at it. You know, Philly beat you. Why are you going after nice people? It's a series about speculating. Thank you, Philly, for confirming that this is clickbait and that the YouTuber doing it is at fault and in the wrong in this situation. Because just because someone's a nice person doesn't mean that they are allowed to clickbait. This is what we call hypocrisy. Also, it's a series about speculating, but there's no speculation in the title or thumbnail. And then people are also saying, like this right here, I agree it isn't set up properly, but he does state they're not real. So you have to wait until you click into the video, until you find out that it is a fake speculation, or it's a speculation based off of fakes, and it would be cool, but there's none of that. It's a spotlight, not a speculation. It doesn't say Alolan form Fakemon. It's pushed as real news for views, because that's going to get more clicks. Now, maybe his audience is okay with this and likes the idea of a speculative series, but you know what's going to happen. The YouTuber doing this is very well aware that once the algorithm picks it up, because a lot of his audience is going to click on that thinking it's real, because of that, the YouTube algorithm is going to promote it, and a lot of people outside of his audience, a lot of people that don't understand the coverage behind this one, are going to click on that thinking it's real, and then they're going to be realized that they have been clickbaited. No, he states they aren't real, but says new Alolan form in the title. Exactly what clickbait is. That's all you need to know about it. And they don't look real, so if you fall for it, that's your own issue. Let's go and defend the clickbaiter in this situation. That doesn't look real enough to be real, therefore, not clickbait. That is one of the dumbest things I have ever heard when you take everything into context with this. We have this, it may be clickbait, but come on, man, he's a really nice dude, so it balances out. If that isn't sarcasm, I lose faith in humanity, but there are also people that unironically, unsarcastically say that, saying, well, since he's a nice guy, he's allowed to clickbait. And that's what I really do not understand about the state of the community, because at the same time, people will say, oh, but you clickbait Verlisify, so you're not allowed to call out other people for clickbaiting. One, that's hypocrisy if you're allowing them to clickbait, but you don't call them out and you call me out when you claim I clickbait, even though I don't. And I do not clickbait. Every time I mention someone else clickbaiting, there's always posts like saying, oh, but you did this, you did that, you did this, and really no one has ever been able to catch me on a clickbait. Let's go and look at some of the examples I've been giving. New Pokemon game announcement next month. How's that clickbait? If I'm saying that, that means we didn't get official news, so it's clear speculation. That's pretty much how it is. You have to take in context, and you have to kind of look at everything going on. I will easily admit that I flirt with the clickbait line, but I will not cross it because I do not clickbait. Sure, I try to make my title more interesting, but that's just a basic business practice to make my content more appealing. Appealing is not clickbait. Putting out false information, that's clickbait. Nice guys don't clickbait. If they are really that nice and genuine and they're not trying to fake their audience or be fake for their audience, then the content will speak for itself without having to cross the clickbait line. And that's one of the big things I want to drive home with this video. That I'm using official Pokemon artwork, that this is the Alpha Sapphire box art, and I think this was some kind of like Palkia promotion or something. But either way, there's real information, there's real context here, and this is going to be something speculative because it's not like new game confirmed to be announced next month, because Pokemon Company wouldn't do that. This is just really digging into the news to try to figure out how it's going. But what about the time I did use fake mons? New Pokemon still in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Well, that's because you have to take context into consideration as well. We look at the months building up to this. So this is referencing the Chinese leaks, a snowman and a dolphin. Up until this point, we actually had real Pokemon revealed, except for the snowman and the dolphin Pokemon. Now, as we did get deeper into it, it turned out it could have likely just been Tapu Fini as well as the Crabominable, because snowman in Chinese could just translate to abominable snowman and not actually like a snowman made out of rolled snowballs or anything like that. So that's kind of why this was a really speculative video. Also, the title doesn't really confirm anything as well. Still in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Not new Pokemon announcement, not new forms or anything like that. And also, it's obviously based off of leaks, since leaks are in the thumbnail and then the title is speculative. And also, another thing about leaks is that, you have to use due diligence when you cover them. If I covered every single leak, there'd be a video out every other day about some bullcrap that's being spouted on 4chan. But with this was an interesting leak because we were in the middle. Information was mostly correct, couple of things just slightly off, but overall, it turned out to be something we could trust because it came with these starter evolutions as well, which is what made this just a bit more interesting and worth going into. Which is why I expanded upon the speculation on it by using Fakemon that are representative of what was found inside of the leaks, instead of just throwing out a Fakemon with any kind of unconfirmed, unsourced leaks or anything like that, and then trying to push it as something real to get more views off of that. So this is actually a very good video for looking at the depth and the logic behind what we were experiencing with Pokemon Sun and Moon news, not just trying to trick my audience or trick anyone into clicking on new forms that have not been confirmed stage as a new Pokemon news announcement. So that's what I mean. It's all hypocrisy or letting go very scummy acts that are meant to fool and deceive others when we're in a very tense time right now. So I guess I'm going to be the only person that calls it out. It's amazing how all these people, they'll make like attack videos and slander videos saying that I clickbait and I do all these things, and they'll make up lies about me. But at the same time, a lot of the people in the community, they won't actually go after the people who are literally doing what they are falsely accusing me of. That I can defend anything from clickbait accusations because I don't clickbait. Okay, what about my new Mega Evolution? Is the Mega Stone new to Pokemon Sun and Moon? Yes. I say it's a new Mega Stone. I don't say new 7th generation Mega. I don't say anything outside of the news that is presented inside the video, but immediately for this quote-unquote series, the series is staged as fake, even though the title and thumbnail lure people in as real information. So even at the point, like the softest interpretation of clickbait still has me actually being true to what is promised in title and thumbnail as well as video content in every one of my videos. Whereas other YouTubers trying to do it for the views, they get really desperate and they have to clickbait for it. But I don't understand the hypocrisy in the community. I don't understand all that. So hopefully this sheds a light as to what's going on. We're in a very delicate time. I'm repeating myself almost a year from, it's been almost exactly a year. Like after TyranitarTube was doing absurd amounts of clickbait, we had the same with GCPM and a lot of other YouTubers at the time, just making loads of fake on like pure speculation without any responsibility whatsoever. No, I'm trying to be responsible. Due diligence is kind of it. Sure, I can get something wrong, but I'm putting thought ahead of it. You know, I'm not doing this only for the views. I'm looking at the viability of the leaks, of the information at hand, the historical context. I'm trying to fill you guys in as to not get clickbaited yourself, as to what to trust and believe in, and I'm not just kind of talking about any crap that strolls my way, because again, that would be the easy way out for the views and not having no responsibility whatsoever. We need responsibility. The Pokemon community is going to crap because of clickbaiters, because of people that are abusing their audience and being irresponsible, and that's just a damn shame right now that those people are finding the most offense in this community, just because people have to be hypocritical, because the second I enter the conversation, everyone just like completely loses their mind, and then all logic goes out the window just for the sake of stupidity. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.